Hey there, this is Mark Kalachi, and thanks so much for watching this video. Today I'm going to talk to you about what the home buying process looks like in a nutshell, and then from here I have some other videos kind of breaking down each element a little bit further. I'll send those to you as well, or you can check out them other videos on my YouTube channel here. So let's start with the basics. So the home buying process is us going out to view homes you're interested in, and then making an offer on a house you want to buy. There are a lot of resale homes available, which are used homes, and then there's new homes available to purchase. So right now, this market is a pretty crazy one. If you've been keeping up with the news, you'll know that in the last year, the housing market across the nation has gone absolutely nuts. Now, particularly in the Austin area and areas outside of Austin, what we've seen is Austin has gone up 40% roughly in 2021. And the areas surrounding Austin have gone up similarly, though not quite as high. They've gone up 20%, 30%. In the three main counties, Travis, where Austin is, and then Williamson County, which is where Round Rock, Pflugerville, and other cities are, and then Bell County, which is up north, where Salado, Belton, Temple, Killeen are. So the home buying process right now is very different from what it was 2 years ago. And that's because we're facing all-time lows of inventory right now. It's the lowest it's been since 1999. And appreciation on homes has been the highest it's been since it was recorded in the 70s. Right now, the market is so bad for buyers that 2/3 of buyers have been making offers and winning houses sight unseen. Why? Because what's happening, and I've seen this myself with my own clients, is people are going out, seeing houses, making an offer, losing. Seeing another house, making an offer, losing. And over and over and over this is happening because we're experiencing an incredibly competitive market. Now, you can win a house, but it's not going to be easy and it's going to take time. You're not going to be able to necessarily get the first house you make an offer on. It's very rare, which again is why so many people are actually just making offers on houses without seeing them. So what I always tell clients is, let's meet, let's go see a few houses that you like, and let's make an offer on the one you like. And then you're probably not going to win. So let's do it again. Let's see some more houses, make another offer. And again, you're probably not going to win. It may take you a dozen or more offers before you actually win a house. This is not, unfortunately, the good old days where you used to be able to see 5, 6 houses, pick the one you liked, put an offer in, and things were good. This is more of a kind of market where everyone's getting so competitive that every house has multiple offers. Everyone's putting bids in on just about every decent house. Now, if there's a house that's in need of a lot of work, you can probably get the house for asking price, maybe even a little below. But most people want turnkey ready houses that are ready to move into. And those kind of houses are usually going, anywhere from just $10,000 over asking to 35% over asking. I've seen just the other day, a $500,000 house go for $700,000. We're seeing $200,000 houses go for $300,000-400,000. We're seeing $300,000 houses go for $500,000. Even $700,000 houses can go for $900,000. Everything's just crazy right now. It's a frenzy. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'll just wait it out. Okay, ask yourself a year ago if you told yourself, I'm going to wait it out. What has happened in the past year? Because this market got really nutty a year ago in early 2021. Well, if you had waited, you now would have to pay 40% more for a house in Austin. And statistically, right now, the anticipated data for appreciation is that this area is probably still going to go up another 20-30% this year. So the cost of waiting is actually too high, in my opinion. I have no problem telling people when they should not buy a home and when they should. And right now, to be perfectly honest, if you really want to get a home, waiting is probably going to cost you more. It's a shame because a lot of people right now are saving up money for a down payment, and the inflationary costs, the inflationary pressures we're facing, and the rising price of housing is forcing a lot of people out of the market. So a $300,000 house today might be $350,000, $400,000 next year. In a normal market where things appreciated below 10%, waiting a year wasn't such a bad thing. In the kind of market we're in right now, waiting a year could cost you too much and you may not be able to buy the following year. So it's really up to you what you want to do, but it's bad out there for renters. It's actually worse for buyers. It's really bad either way. So my suggestion is bite the bullet, don't give up, Start making offers on houses until you win one. Then when you win one, you've got an option period. You can inspect the house. You can get roughly 5, 7 to 10 days to inspect a house and see if you want to move forward with it before closing on it. This is what's called the option period. The option period is where you offer the seller an amount of money that basically is competitive against the other offers you're going to be facing. And what's going to happen is you're going to be able to have time to decide if you want to move forward with the house or not. So that's what option money is. I'll make another video on specifically option money. We'll talk more about that. Earnest money, it's a deposit you're going to be putting on the house when you win a house and you intend to move forward with the house. It's a way to show the seller you're putting skin in the game and you're really serious. I've met a lot of buyers who don't quite understand the market yet, and they think, well, I want a deal. I want to get a good deal. I want to make sure it's the house that has X, Y, and Z criteria. And that's not an unreasonable thing. Believe me, you don't have unrealistic expectations when you ask for your dream home. Unfortunately, the market we're seeing the past couple of years has been completely unreasonable. So while your expectations are perfectly reasonable, the market we're in is completely unreasonable. Everything's going pretty much over asking price with multiple offers. Houses are selling sometimes in 15 minutes or less, especially with builders. So builders right now typically have waiting lists, hundreds of people deep. I just talked to a builder today who told me the earliest they can get a home for somebody is a year. And that's just the build time. So they were telling me that you're gonna have to get on a waiting list. They send out this blast email when a house becomes available. It's like sharks all gathering around chum in the water. It's the moment a house becomes available for a builder, they send out this email. They let people know. Everyone throws in a bid as quickly as they can, and it's like first come, first serve. And so it's discouraging for a lot of people. And so, maybe you want to go the new build route, which that's great. Just be aware it's going to be incredibly hard. It's not like it used to be. It used to be you could walk into a builder with your realtor or broker like myself, and we could get, you under contract with the house that you wanted, wait for it to be built. Maybe it takes 6 to 9 months. It's not like that anymore. Nowadays, you're extremely lucky if you can get a new build. I'm just being honest, because there's just no inventory out there right now. We're facing the lowest inventory we've had in recorded history, which according to CoreLogic is 1999. So it's the worst time in at least several decades to be a buyer. I'm just trying to set the right expectations for you. That's not saying you shouldn't be a buyer. I'm just telling you what it's like out there. It's great for sellers. It's horrible for buyers. Doesn't mean you can't win. But again, you're going to have to make multiple offers, and just expect you're probably going to lose the first few offers. It could take you, like I've had some clients, over a dozen offers before they actually win a house. So what does this mean? This means you're probably going to be settling. I'm just being honest. You may not get the ideal house. You may not get the house the size you want. You may not get the house in the location you want with the schools you want. A lot of people are settling. There's been a lot of buyer's remorse in this market too. Studies are showing that people who bought last year, 3/4 of them aren't really happy with the house they had to buy because the market is in such a frenzy that they had to settle, and settling meant not getting their ideal home. So some people are sitting tight, waiting for the market to cool off maybe in a couple of years. But again, what are prices going to be like in a couple of years? Is it worth waiting for the market to cool off? The way things are going right now, where it's anticipated we're going to have another 27-ish to 30% increase in appreciation this year, I'd say it's not worth waiting. It's probably better to get a house you'd settle for. And then in the future, when things are normal again, perhaps then think about selling your house and moving into your dream home. Just a thought. Obviously, you don't have to take my word for it. You will experience this for yourself, I'm telling you, once we start seeing houses and making offers. Look, I'm the same way. If someone tells me something, even though they're super experienced, I want to see it for myself, right? Well, you're going to. You can hear what I'm saying and you might think in yourself, nah, it can't be that bad. It's just not. It is. And once we go out there and see some houses, make a few offers, you'll believe me, as all my other clients do. They're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. You're right. Now, what this means is, I just want to clarify something here too. Last year, because the market's gotten so crazy, I've had a lot of buyers get super discouraged and they quit. And it's a shame because you can win a house, but you've just got to be willing to make offer after offer after offer until one goes through. I know that's not ideal. I know that's not normal. It's the reality we're facing right now. So I just want to be completely transparent with you. If you see a house that's $300,000, just know that's kind of like the starting bid. Houses are going roughly, let's say 30 to 35% over asking if they're highly desirable, and usually have dozens of offers. Some houses have had 100 plus offers. It's insane out there, truly insane. So let's talk a little bit more about the process. So we talked about option money, earnest money a little bit. And again, I'll clarify those in separate videos a little bit deeper. But after that, once you win a house and you have your option period to inspect the house and know if you want to move forward with it, then we're going to get an appraisal done on the house. This is also kind of crazy right now. Used to be that when an appraisal was performed, it was for the purposes of finding out what the house is worth. And it still is, because when you have a loan, you have to be able to buy a house, and your lender needs an appraisal to know what the house is worth, because the lender can only loan on the value of the house, basically. So if you're doing a VA loan, for example, 0% down payment, and you offered $400,000 on a house, the lender wants to make sure the house is worth $400,000. So let's say it comes in at an appraisal of $375,000. Well, there's a few things that can happen. Number one, you can eat that difference between the $375,000 and the $400,000. That would be a $25,000 out-of-pocket expense at closing for you, in addition to whatever your closing costs are. We can negotiate with the seller and see if they'll lower the house price from $400,000 to $375,000, where the appraisal is. Going to be honest, that's not happening right now. Not really. And then another option is we can meet somewhere in the middle. Perhaps the seller negotiates with you a little bit, with us a little bit, and they say, you know what, we'll come halfway between that $375,000 and $400,000. And the final option is you can just walk away from the house, which would honestly be unfortunate, because you'll see how hard it is to even win one in the first place. So after the appraisal process is done, we go through the closing process, which takes roughly a month to 45 days, depending on how quick your lender can close a loan. And that's when you'll get the keys and be able to go to the title company, do the signing up for the closing documents, the paperwork, bring your down payment and your closing costs, and move into the house. So that's a very general overview. I'm going to answer your questions specifically about the home buying process, but just wanted to give you an overview that the hardest part is going to be winning a house. Closing from there it's pretty easy as long as everything goes well with your lender and your loan documents and you're giving everything your loan officer needs from you. It shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I'm going to cut this video short right there because it's already pretty long. We're at 12 minutes right now, and I'm going to make some other shorter snippets talking about specific things. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon.